Welcome to our Stupa report. Grab your cup of tea or coffee, lay back, and we tell you what we have done in 2025 and what's the preview for 2026. So we are still rejoicing that the first stupa is finished, and it is also so beautiful to see how many people stop by, walk up the paths, and spend time at the stupa. And you can see how they are touched. Even if they are not studying, it's the stupa radiates something which touches the heart of the people. And then the next one,
Mm. The next one is
Stupa Beyond Sadness.
right, exactly. And that one is also finished. So we can rejoice about that as well. And there's some beautiful pictures that you can see about that as well. And we've had the opening ceremony there too. So that has been absolutely incredible. The only thing there that we are still continuing to work on is to work on the signage we've had for the donor wall. The company that did it for us previously, unfortunately, had to close down. And so we've been searching for other companies and other avenues to be able to finish the donor wall. The reason for that is because there is a very specific way they have to carve into the signage, because typical ways of doing signage doesn't last out in the desert. So, and there are only certain companies who can do that and can do that to the standard that's required so that that sign stays up and stays looking good for a very long time. But other than that, I believe also people have been going up to Stupa 4 and experiencing that as well. There are several videos out for the stupa and about the stupas, which you can watch. You can watch the construction of Stupa 4 Beyond Sadness. You can also watch Geshe speak about that. He had a talk around the opening, so you can go watch that. They are all on YouTube, so you can find them there and watch them, and they will also be linked for you. Links will be sent to you around that also. So we're almost done with Stupa 4.
And we plan to start with Stupa King of Lapis Light end of February. The replacement pieces have been delivered. We have been talked about that in the previous one, that there have been a few pieces damaged during delivery. So we got the replacement pieces from Kochai's Marble. We have the permit, and the contractor, Daniel, will start on building it in February. And we will send out the final confirmation of the names which go on the donor wall in the next week, so that you really make sure and that we make sure that we carve the names you guys want to have carved on the donor wall. Just a quick reminder, this is how the design looks like, and you might ask, why is there a blue wall and a blue canopy? So the King of Lapis Light, the color is lapis. So we try to take that color of the medicine Buddha and integrate it into the area. And you will also see that in the other stupas, like we have done with Beyond Sadness. That one has more slightish red color. So there everything was a little bit in this sandish red. And here for King of Lapis, it will be dominated by blue. Thank you, Hanli, for blue hearts. So the construction might take quite a longer time than the previous ones because it's up so high. So really bringing every piece up is already a 20 minutes drive. The pad is very small, so the construction will be much more complicated than the previous ones, but we are very, very optimistic that Daniel makes it happen for us. And then hopefully we can invite you soonish, maybe in fall, for the opening ceremony. But nevertheless, we are already planning the next one.
Yes, we are, which is stupa number 2, which is Jewel Moon. The site plan for that has been completed, and also the marble was voted for, and they voted for Desert Rose. We'll show you a picture of that in a minute. It's a beautiful, soft pink. It's personally one of my favorites. That delivery will happen here very soon in Q1, so we can expect that to arrive depending on how shipping goes, because shipping has been a little bit disrupted, so that's why we can't always put an exact date on it. But the pad and the road will be started so that we can get the geological survey done. They will have to come and test the ground, as they always do for each of the stupas, to make sure that it's beautifully solid and the stupa will stand and never slide.
For 500 years minimum.
There we go, for 500 years. We have been working on the design, so we'll show to you some of the different iterations that there are, and once that is completed, we will then go for the permit. So that's the typical steps we take to get to the point where we can get ready for building. So here is a picture of the Desert Rose. You can see that slight pink tinge. For me, it's like, when the sun is going down, you get that little pink. Very beautiful for that site. And then here are some of the designs. And you'll notice that it's a very circular design with these walls that hold it together. And for me, it speaks to this unity of people coming together, the beyond borders, bringing everything into one piece. And in that, striving for unity and peace. That's what I see when I see this design. But I think, Sunam, you have another picture that comes to your mind when you see this.
Yeah. For me, it invokes the picture of hands, or like the earth holding the stupa. So, and because Geshe mentioned that several times in the grand opening of Beyond Sadness, that we need to build the stupa in our hearts. So for me, it's a picture like the stupa is built, held by the earth, but it's the stupa in our heart and in our world. So that's for me the picture, and I find it very exciting, and I think it's a very beautiful design. Yeah.
Awesome. And then we have the last one.
Yes, we start planning for Ocean Song Stupa number 5. We are always talking in numbers, but it will be Medicine Buddha Ocean Song. And during the grand opening of Beyond Sadness this spring, we talked about, especially with the fundraisers from Singapore and Taiwan, Jenny and Xiaoxing, how we can keep the momentum going and proceed in our project, in our plan to build 7 stupas. And so the idea was born if we can go with collaboration stupas. So that Taiwan and Singapore puts their effort together and their donations, and we build the next stupa. And then with the money which is coming in from now on, we build the second collaboration stupa. And we send out an email to all donors, and thank you so much. All of you kindly agreed that we go that way. And it really touches my heart that you agreed to this collaboration. I think it's a sign of harmony and supporting each other, and the interest also that the project, the idea of building 7 stupas, is really all of our goal together. I will send out the marble vote to all you donors very soon, so then you can pick which marble should be used for Ocean Song. And maybe you have a few questions how that goes with the 2 stupas. So I would like to explain that in our overview, what the actual status is. So Taiwan has committed to 2 stupas, and in total, the donation amount is 2,400,000. We built the first one, and so there is about 900,000 at the moment for the next stupa in the pot. Singapore has donated so far 690,000. So if we combine these two donation pots, we have the money in the pot to start with the next stupa. Because I don't know, I have learned that from my parents, don't spend money you don't have. So that's why we wait till more or less the 1.5 million are reached. And then we start with planning the stupa, because otherwise we cannot pay for it. So combine the 900,000 from Taiwan and the 690,000 from Singapore, we have more than 1.5 million together in these two pots that we can start building Ocean Song. All donations, which are then coming in from now on, will then, when we reach the 1.5 million, be used to build Finest Gold. And yes, we also plan to have then on each of the stupas separate donor walls who has contributed from which country to the stupa. So I would like, because it touched my heart, so incredible that you all want to foster the project forward and agreed to collaborate on these two. So I would like to read a verse. Just need to find it. Give me a second. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm not super prepared. So it's a verse from the prayers of the seven Buddhas, and it's verse 239, in case you want to read it for yourself. In those days, though some will hear my name and keep it in their thoughts, and by my mystic power may they repeat that name within their hearts and turn away from the spears and swords and clubs or any other type of weapon. May they put these things aside and come to live in affection one for the other. May no one ever, anywhere lose their life. And I think it's so important nowadays that we go to that harmony and put our weapons aside and combine our efforts. Thank you so much. Oh, it's so hard to speak more about money, about this touching verse, but let's do it. So Beyond Sadness, Malaysia, Stupa is already up, and there are missing 36,000 for finishing the 1.5 million. I would like to express my gratitude that we have reached, and the stupa, it's so beautiful to sit up there. It has a beautiful view with the canopy, and I have been meditating up there several times, and I can now confirm, I think you might have heard the story from Geshe, how beautiful it is meditating around marble, and I can just confirm it. So I just would like to invite you also to come and experience it for yourself. Then the next one we planned is Jewel Moon, initiated by the world in Vietnam. We are already up to 1,372,000. So I think our goal is that we start building it in the fall. And I think how the money comes in, we might have reached at that point also the 1.5 million. Without you guys, nothing of that would be possible. Please, please, please rejoice, rejoice, rejoice in your generosity, in your interest of the project, and what we create together and put out into the world. Thank you so
everybody.
much. See you soon. Bye.